Yo guys, so before the video begins, I just want to hop in here and just give a little disclaimer. Um, so yes, this interview is short for a few reasons. One because the main one is he had a studio session in an hour, so I didn't want to take up too much of his time. Just so we get done with it and he can go, get ready, get shit out there, stuff like that. Um, but yeah, and the second thing is I'm not used to doing interviews like on the days that I work because I work third shift. So I was kind of out of it for the for the interview that we did. Um, but it's not my best one. I will say that, but I did have an absolute honor to interview him. Uh, but I just want to get this out there to you guys so you can get to know a little bit more about him, his music, and I just want to, secondly, just apologize for butchering his name. I kept calling him Elias. So so my apologies to that, but I do hope you guys enjoy this video. At the end of the call, towards the end of the call, when the recording was done with, we had discussed about doing this in the future, maybe a few months down the road, close to a year, where he has more music under his belt. But we did learn a lot of stuff, and I'm happy with it, but then again, I'm not from my end. I'm kind of disappointed with myself, but it is what it is. I did sign up for this stuff, so yeah, so that's that. But I do hope that y'all enjoy this video. Please, like I said, go check out his stuff. Everything will be in the link in the description. Go run up Euphoria. It is a really good album. I do recommend it. So yeah, but other than that, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, share this with some of your friends, and just get this interview out there. I love y'all, and y'all take it easy. Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am here with none other than Elias.
What's good?
Yes, sir. So, kind of just want to talk a little bit, man, about just about the music, cause you got some you got some really good bangers out there, and I just want to kind of hop into it a little bit about what got you into doing music.
It was actually an accident, if you want to say.
Oh,
Uh, my best friend, since literally childhood. Like I've known him since we were like 5 years old. He's been a producer. He started producing. He started making beats at maybe 10, 12 years old. Uh, he actually did some really good stuff for himself. At a very young age. I think at 15 or 16, he got placed in NBA 2K.
oh wow.
Yeah, he has platinum records in Italy because he's Italian. He was born in Italy, came here at a young age. His name is Gelato, by the way. Gelato.
Ah,
He's
okay.
yeah, he's the guy that makes every single one of my beats. Like every single ELLIAS song you've heard
Mm-hmm.
that I've recorded up till now was on a Gelato beat, and it's probably gonna be like that for a little while until I start growing a little more, and obviously I start to branch out working with other big producers, which I definitely plan on doing.
Yeah.
But for now, it's a duo. It's just me and him, and we pioneered a sound together. We grew together. It's almost 6 7 years we're making songs together, so we both
Mm.
got better. We both got used to each other. Our chemistry is we understand each other like telepathically. Honestly, like when we're making beats, I co-produce most of them. Like I'll go in and I'll just like hum him a melody, or he'll lay down a melody and I'll just go there and I'll tell him change one note, and we rarely disagree with each other, so it's really it's a blessing to be able to work with him. And yeah, I don't know, I don't want to get off track there, but yeah, basically one day we were sitting in my boy's backyard. He was making beats with his laptop outside, like
Mm.
on the patio table.
Yeah.
and I was a huge fan of the music of the era. You know, music was a very big part of my life, even though I wasn't making it or had no intentions, no background in music. I never sang as a kid. I never like I was never a shy kid.
Mm.
I always I always had a very like extrovert personality. I was always the one blabbing around when I was a kid. Like I wouldn't shut up. So I definitely knew I wasn't shy and I could definitely do something like that, but I didn't really know musically that I had any talent. I never tried it. So
Yeah.
I was a big fan of like Travis Scott, like,
Mm.
Uzi, all the SoundCloud guys at the time. That was really like what was popping. And one day he was making that beat. We were sitting outside, and I said, "Yo, make me a beat." He's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I want to try writing something." He's like, "For sure." And I wrote something. Like a couple days later, he's like, "I'll pay for the studio session." So he took me downtown to this like pro recording session. He paid for the session. He's like, "Go, show me what you got." And we recorded it. It was like midday, pure sober, like just going there like for shits and giggles. And we made my song "Concentrate," which was the first song I dropped.
Mm.
It's not out anymore. Like I took it down. I took down a lot of my old music because it was really like as good as it was at the time, and for the experience I had. Obviously, you get better and you have a change of heart, a change of vision. My style changed as well. So, but anyways, not to say the less. Like I came out of the booth, he slapped some autotune on it. We looked at each other and we were freaking out. We were jumping up and down. We did not believe that I could do that, and
Yeah.
the rest is history. And we just took it seriously. When I was still living in my parents' basement at the time. Uh, well, I was living in my parents' house, like, but I took their basement and I like broke down two of the bedrooms. There was two bedrooms, so I broke the wall in between them and emptied out my savings account and built a home studio.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like, you know,
Big
paint the walls
ups.
black, bought some soundproof panels, bought some KRK 8s, a fucking keyboard, and a sound card. And literally that was all we did. And yeah, it's almost like it's a few years now we're doing this, but a lot has changed. I've evolved musically, artistically, many times. And I just feel like now the person that I am now, the point that I'm at now, is obviously my peak that I've ever been, but it's definitely not my prime. So
Mm. I
you're
get that.
definitely gonna see me. You're definitely gonna see a lot of different, lot of different sides of Elias. I'm not just a rapper. I really don't like that title. I don't want to be associated as a rapper.
Ooh.
Um,
Y'all hear
really,
it here
like,
first. Y'all hear it here first.
no, absolutely. As much as it's the backbone of what started me
Mm.
as a musician. It's not the only thing I like, and it's not the only thing I plan on doing. Like I really vision myself as more than a rapper. Like I'm not gonna say too much before I do anything. Like right now, you only have Euphoria and a couple of my singles out, which are they're obviously hip hop. Like they're bangers. You know what I mean?
Boy, let me tell
And
you.
and that's, yeah, that's obviously like, that's obviously the music that I have been making in the past. But just this year, I started experimenting with other sounds. Like we've been doing a lot of actually dance music. I've been putting vocals on dance music, house music.
Okay.
I've done some dubstep songs where I put vocals on. I collabed with this dubstep duo. I put some vocals on that. I do pop music as well. So yeah, no, just to let you know that there's definitely a lot more coming out. This is really just like I'm just dipping my feet in the water now with this
Man,
album. Yeah, and I really can't wait for you guys to hear the rest.
man, for real. Cause, so talking about the music, you say you've only been doing this for a few years, right?
Let's say
And
5.
say 5. And even while you just been doing it for 5 years, man. One of your biggest songs, you have a really big feature, which is "Party Favors," and that was the first song that I heard, and I got hooked immediately. You know, it's a good song, but how was you able to get that feature?
That's my boy Codis.
Yeah.
He's actually yeah, he's actually my boy. We actually live
Oh,
together. I met him 2 years ago
wow.
through a friend, and I stayed at his place. I roomed with him for a month, and we were just cooking up every day. I have many songs with Codis. Well, there's only one out.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only one we dropped, but we made a few together. And the first song we made, like it was we just knew then and there, like shit, we sound really good together.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have really good chemistry, me and him, honestly.
y'all
He
do.
he's so fire. He's really fire. He's fire, he's versatile, and I don't know, we just complement each other. Like there's definitely more Elias and Codis
Mm.
to come. But yeah, Party Favors goes crazy.
It does. It does. And like you were saying about how, like y'all match, like the chemistry that is there when y'all, when I heard Party Favors, it is there for sure. And I'm just, I'm glad I found the song because it allowed me to get into your music, which I want to talk about a little bit because you dropped with Euphoria,
Right.
and before you dropped, the whole album, you dropped I think like 5 songs, and then you kind of stopped dropping music to like finish the album, of course.
Yeah.
But so talk about the process of like what was going through your mind when you just made Euphoria.
I have, first of all, just the album that you have out and those few singles that you have out, that's just probably like maybe 30% of the music that I've ever dropped. Like I've dropped an album prior to Euphoria, which
Okay.
is I obviously took down.
Yeah.
And I've dropped numerous singles before that. And I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I guess my indecisiveness, sometimes you just have a change of heart, and
Mm.
that's what made me take down all my old music and start fresh,
Okay.
which I do not regret at all. I never have any regrets. The people who were lucky enough to hear my music and see me evolve and they heard my old music, that's great. But I did it for a reason. Sometimes you just gotta, sometimes the music you make doesn't even have to be dropped. Sometimes you just make music as a learning process, as practice.
Mm.
I see a lot of artists just dropping every song they make, and that's cool.
Mm.
But to me, I am very quality over quantity. I would rather have 5 diamond songs to my name
Mm.
than 180, you know, just singles, just songs lying around.
Yeah.
It's every artist is different. So yeah, I about 2 years ago, I deleted everything completely. My old album, all my old singles. Came out with Loud, which was the first single that I dropped since my new coming back, if you want to call it,
Mm.
and dropped like 3 or 4 singles. Took a break, took a little halt. No real reason behind it. Just still trying to find myself as an artist. Still trying to see like who I wanted to be, how I wanted to sound. Give myself some time to grow to as well, to give me like some growth.
Mm.
I just needed time to just be in the lab and to cook,
Yeah.
just to see what I'm capable of doing. So I took maybe a 6 months, maybe even a year of not dropping anything. And during that time is when I made Euphoria.
Mm.
I was just behind the scenes. I wasn't active. I was really locked in, like locked in. Like that term comes from me. I made that term, locked in, not showing my face anywhere and just making 10 songs a week for a year. And I've always been independent. I've never been signed to a label or management. And I just felt like the people who were following me didn't get enough didn't get enough music from me over the years. So I just said, you know what, even though I'm not signed or anything like that, I owe the world an album.
Mm.
People usually just say, oh, drop singles until you blow up. But
Yeah.
no, I felt different about that. I said, let me put an album out so that the people who do listen to me and discover me will have a full idea of what an Elias project looks, feels, and sounds like. So I just said, fuck it. Let me put together all my favorite songs and let me create the whole vision of Euphoria, which which I just did, and I honestly, it's just going crazy right
It
now.
is, yeah.
Yeah, I really don't have very many followers for the amount of plays I'm getting, so it's just showing that I made the right decision. Putting out this album is really helping me grow. And there's actually three music videos
Mm.
coming within the next month. Two of them are from Euphoria. One of them is going to be a brand new single.
Oh,
But yeah, I definitely can't wait for you to see the videos.
for sure.
One of them is to Devil's Lullaby. The other one is to I Like It.
Got you.
How did you know that this was it? Like, how did you know that making music was gonna be the biggest decision of your life? But how did you know that this was the big move?
I mean, everybody has dreams. Everybody has dreams of being a rock star. Everybody wants to be him. But I just knew that if I was making this decision, I wasn't being oblivious with myself. I know that I make great music, and obviously music is subjective to taste. What you might think is good music is not what someone else thinks is good music.
Mm.
But I love my music. I love the music I make. And once you love your music and you love what you do, you know right then and there that other people are gonna like it. Before anybody else likes your music, you have to like it. You have to
Mm.
be your biggest fan. You gotta actually love the music you're making. You can't just make music for other people. And that's when I knew I had to be an artist, because every song I would make, I would just listen to it by myself. I would always listen to my own music all the time, not because I was trying to judge it, not because I was trying to, I just loved it. I just love the music that I'm making, and there's nothing else I'd rather do.
That's good. And that's something big that you said right there. About how you have to be your biggest fan. So I applaud you for that because not many artists, listen to their own music. It's like they'll make a song and it's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna drop it, and then that's it. So I applaud you for saying that, man.
Of course, bro. Thank you.
So okay, yeah. What would you say the your songwriting process is like?
I I used to write my songs before they even had beats.
Mm.
Not anymore, because I feel like the melodies and the instruments are what create the vibe of the song
Mm.
and what the song should be based on. Because besides just the sound of it, sometimes the melodies give moods.
Mm.
Sometimes the melodies set the mood. So I can't just write a song and then hear a beat and say, okay, this will go. This even though it's the same BPM, it'll go good on it. No, if it's a sad piano melody, you already know the song is going to be very emotional. It's going to be very deep. You already know if it's a fun, playful melody, it's going to be a good mood song. It's going to be a good time song. It's going to be a rager song, a party song.
Yeah.
So I always let the beat and the melodies judge my mood, and then I just start humming melodies. And once you start humming melodies, you find the last word of the sentence.
Mm.
That sounds good with that melody.
Yeah.
You build a sentence, you build your first sentence, and then that's it. It's like copy, paste, with different words, of course. But but yeah, no, that's definitely my thought process every time I make a beat.
It's not bad. Because I interviewed Spaceman and he was I had asked him that question and he was talking about how he would just get on the mic and he would he would just start humming, you know. So hey, that's what's up, man. So to hop into this question, what would you say was your hardest song to write with emotion?
Uh, I would say it's definitely one of the songs that's not out yet.
Mm.
Definitely one of the songs that's not out yet. But so I can't really go in on it because you guys haven't heard it yet.
Yeah.
But of the songs that are out, definitely 7 Minutes in Heaven.
Mm.
7 Minutes in Heaven is one of my favorite pieces from Euphoria. Uh, if we're talking songwriting, of course,
Yeah.
because that beat that wasn't actually supposed to have any vocals on it whatsoever. That was my idea to do a 7 minute song called 7 Minutes in Heaven. I don't know if you know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
7 Minutes in Heaven, you probably heard it. It's like a game that the kids play where you go into like the closet with like a girl or something and you have
Yeah.
7 minutes to do whatever you guys want and then you can't say what happened in the closet. You for sure heard that
Right.
before. It's a little childhood game that they play at parties and stuff. So that's where the title comes from, but it has absolutely nothing to do with the song. I just thought it made absolute sense. The actual analogy of it is the song is so euphoric and so honestly there's no other word to describe it. The beat that Gelato made, it sounds like some sort of Narnia soundtrack.
Yeah.
It's just euphoric and mysterious and epic. And I said 7 minute song, 7 minutes in heaven. The song is supposed to take you, make you feel like what heaven is like.
Mm.
So that's where that comes from. And originally, it was supposed to have no vocals on it. It was just supposed to be that beat with some background humming. I don't know if you heard the second part of the song.
Mm-hmm.
It has no vocals. It's just me humming away. It's just me humming away like whatever was coming out of me.
Yeah.
I was just humming away for 3 4 minutes, and that was supposed to be the whole beat. And I finally just decided last minute before dropping the album, like you know what, let me write some verses to it.
Yeah.
And it's a 3 part verse. I don't know if you realize that the beat changed multiple times.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah, and each of those parts has a different verse and a different mood and different lyrics on it. So
Mm.
that was definitely the funnest song that I think I wrote, and that's one that I'm probably the most proud of
Yeah.
that's released. But definitely can't wait for you guys to hear the rest of my music, especially my pop music, where I really get more deep.
Shoot. Hey, your fans. We're waiting on it. We're waiting on it. Man, is this? See, 7 Minutes of Heaven was the second song that I heard off of the album, and I was like, I was sitting there, and like you said, like the beat is just, it's like, it kind of blew my mind when I heard it. It was like, this sounds extremely good, and it's a whole chill, like you're just vibing out to it, and then next thing you know, you got some verses in it, and it's a really good song, and I'm proud to say that it's gonna be one of my top because it's really good. It is.
Thank you, bro.
So I don't want to hold you too much longer, man. I know you got that session of viewers. So I'm gonna hit you with the last question. So what does the future hold for you and your music?
Definitely expect definitely expect a new era.
Mm.
Definitely expect like a drastic change. I definitely think change is good. I definitely think people, especially artists, have to evolve. And even though some fans might not like that because they really love the artist for the person that they discovered them on, and a lot of people don't like when artists change up their sound,
Mm.
but I definitely feel that I just have too much potential to unlock and to show the world. So just get ready for a totally different artist, a totally different vibe coming before the end of the year. A lot of versatility, and by versatility, I mean totally different genres of music. Expect nothing but what I am right now,
Mm.
musically and artistically.
That's good. Well, Is there anything that you would like to add before we wrap this up, man?
I mean, not really. I'd like you just to watch.
Mm,
I'd like you just to watch. I like to say less and do more. So
that's good. That's good. That is good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the interview. I hope you guys enjoyed the video for sure. I'm gonna leave all his socials, his new album Euphoria. I'm gonna leave all that in the link in the description. Thank you once again, man, for doing this for me. Like I said, I'm a big fan. But y'all don't forget, go check him out on the socials. Go check him out on Spotify. Show him some love, and we'll talk to you guys later.
yeah, thank you for having me, bro.